Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am Zoronden, and welcome back to Starcraft 2, and this is more of the Heart of the Swarm beta. Let's bring up those name tags, and in the bottom left corner, we are going to have BiotSavart. Yup, the red Protoss, if I didn't already say that. And in the bottom right corner is going to be Zwamp Alk, I think. But that is, of course, UCAP Gramz. He sent in 2 Heart of the Swarm games. They're all the Heart of the Swarm games I had for the moment. And I wanted to cast Heart of the Swarm this week. So Gramz gets casted twice. And if you guys want to get casted, you just got to send games in. Especially Heart of the Swarm, as that is ramping up towards the release. I do want to feature some more Heart of the Swarm with my regular Wings of Liberty coverage. So please do send that in. That is, of course, Zoronden at gmail.com. Which is always in the information below. So let's see how these two guys face up here on this map. I am not quite sure what map this is. Gramz might have told me, and while the game's a little slow, I'm gonna see. Oh, I'm scrolling. I can see it. I'm gonna see if I can try and find what map this is, as those two workers pass each other on the field of battle. Of course, they're both going to figure out where each other are quite easily, and it looks like Biot should I call him Savart? I don't know. Savart, yeah, Savart. Savart obviously gets in and starts going to work on that SCV, and Gramz might just let him go. A second SCV coming in, and that probe is in trouble now. He's got to get moving, and let's see here. This is on Newkirk City. I believe the map is Newkirk City. So thank you again for Gramz for throwing that in your email. It is extremely helpful on the Heart of the Swarm games because, well, I just don't know them yet and haven't bothered to memorize them just yet. Probably going to need to in a month or two, but such is the case, not yet. And it looks like Savart's going to steal a few minerals and might just send that probe home. Do have a probe chasing an SCV over here. That's a little bit unnecessary, just wasting mineral play in the meantime. And he turns around and goes back after him. Really worried about some sort of cheese or something. And perfectly cute, he is going to find him. And it looks like original scout probe's going to sit here on the tower. And we have a expand going down for Gramz. Definitely a good decision. No gas yet. Keep our eye on that. The wall off, of course, is just now finishing with a Marine over here as well. Go over and look at Savart. He does, of course, have his core up with Warp Gate on the way. 1 gas going for now. Not showing a lot of activity out of him at the moment. Of course, he has just thrown down the expansion, so that's the activity that's going down. And do we have a zealot on the field yet? Oh, yes, there it is. How did I miss that? I swear I looked right at it and went by it. And there we do indeed have the mothership core going down as well. And I believe the mothership core, yes, toss 100 gas. So we're seeing Protoss get gas a lot sooner, or at least have to choose where that gas is going. So they are actually getting it a bit sooner. A lot sooner is like 30 seconds. I mean, that is a lot sooner. Especially this early in the game. And of course, there is the obligatory stalker as well. What is... Okay, that's a probe. Throwing down a nice proxy pylon there. And No. I was thinking the graphics on the pylons might be better. I don't think so. But did they have the symbol on them before? I don't know. I'm just checking out a few things while we're not doing anything. But it looks like Savart is going to be coming in for a little attack. He is bringing in a mothership core. He shot a zealot in the front, or got shot. His zealot got shot. Whatever. Now the mothership core is going to go at these Marines. Probably not a good idea. Taking 25 hull damage that really didn't need to happen. The mothership core is not a beefy unit and doesn't do a lot of damage. Only going to do 8 damage. And Marines, of course, are doing your 6. And the range is identical as well. We have a probe transfer going down here to the natural. And what do we... All gateways. Getting up 5 total gateways. And we might be seeing some sort of 5-gate move here coming out of Savart, as he's still only operating on 1 gas. Oh, he is now getting a 2nd gas, though. So keep an eye on that as well. But of course, we have 5 gates suddenly, and he could warp in a big block of units here. He does have quite a bit of funds stacking up. We could see some aggression out of him right here. And that wouldn't be too bad of an attack. However, there are, of course, 2 bunkers here filled with Marines, which is not beneficial for any attack hoping to break down that wall. And the Mothership Core is going to go in. Looks like it's going to do a little scouting. That could be very dangerous. And I think the range on it saw those bunkers and was able to pull out. Not entirely sure on that. Of course, switching to his view isn't going to help much because, well, yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell where its vision is at instead of its range. So not a bad idea. Obviously, it's an air unit, which always helps you. And here comes that attack. Quite a few Zealots going to rush in there. And I don't think this is going to end well for Savart. Some interesting choices on force fields. I think it's, yes, indeed, it is to block off those SCVs from repairing. Actually, a very nifty move there. Oh, but the Mothership Core goes down, and everybody else has got to get the heck out of there. A costly attack for Savart. Now having no anti-air, actually. Well, if you count sentries. And, of course, the Mothership Core is gone. Gonna have to rebuild that. Obviously, he doesn't have the gas at the moment. And it's just gonna let Gramz get some more ground on him and continue to tech up or do whatever. Obviously, we see the factory moving out, which means the starport is already up on a reactor, so we should start seeing plenty of medevacs supporting this MMM ball going on here. And it looks like BiotSavart, whatever, he's not done. He's back in here with some action. Nice mining or repair action out of the SCVs in the front there. However, he lost quite a few. Check out the units lost tab there, and of course the units lost tab itself is fairly even. But look at the pricing difference as Gramz has a considerable lead here, although it is going down quite quickly. Those Zealots were doing some mean work there. Now just sentries remaining. They're not going to be able to do too much. And I know what I'm looking for, but I couldn't think of it. Oh, yeah, never mind. Units killed. That's what I'm looking for, isn't it? Ha! I thought it changed on me. It clearly did not. So obviously you can see Savart killed off 9 workers there, which was fairly costly for Gramz, but of course he can build up his worker count fairly quick, and of course it is supported by mules, which is always a big boon. And if all else fails for Savart here, he did save 6 sentries, and that's going to be able to block off this ramp at least somewhat. I mean, that is a honking ramp. That'd probably take 3 force fields to block off. But with 6 sentries, he could eternally block off this one. But not seeming to be an issue for the moment. However, speak of the devil, Gramz is moving across the map. Looks like this probe is going to see it, though. Unfortunately for Gramz, Savart is going to know that is coming. Oh, look at this. Oh, I love the new ragdoll physics. I'm going to freak out about those way too much. We, of course, want to note that proxy pylon down there. But if this attack does what Gramz wants, Savart won't be able to use it. However, I don't think he's going to win with this. I think it's just going to be a nice drop. And the tickle sentry's coming over here to try and get the medevacs. Honestly, he could probably move in there and drop, but you don't really want to drop on that many zealots. And another proxy pylon. Savart definitely likes his proxy pylons, and I'm not going to argue with him. Hell, he could even put up a few more if he really wanted to. And Gramz not really sure what he wants to do. Trying to figure things out here. I'm not sure what that scan was about. Maybe wondering if there's an obs on him or something. But no, Savart is just kind of patrolling around, hoping to get you off guard. And we do, of course, see Archon starting to supplement that army. So far, nothing special in this game, really, other than the Mothership Core. And I do see, however, this beautiful, beautiful thing going down right now, a fusion core. And that is going to spell some awesomeness if Gramz gets some battle cruisers on the map. Big engagement going here. Obviously, Gramz needs to get the heck out of there. At least stay away from the Archon, which he was doing some nice macro, or micro rather. And Savart had to kind of pull back. Didn't want to lose everything to that nice micro. And his Archon wasn't just wasn't getting in there, which he does now have 2 of. So starting to build up on that Archon count. Don't want to let it get too high. Obviously, Gramz is trying to keep the front door pressure on while he's possibly getting up battle cruisers. I'm really hoping that is the case, since we do, of course, have a fusion core on the map. But he does only have 1 tech lab at the moment on a starport. Of course, he could always switch these guys or something like that. And another armory, or is that the first armory going up? I think that's the first armory going up. So, obviously going to be looking to get air armor as well. And is this another proxy pylon? Interesting places for proxy pylons, really. I'd expect one over here, maybe somewhere around here, but who knows? And this Zealot, just checking out for expansions, always good. Some players will forget to do this late game. You always want to be checking for expansions. You want to know where your enemy is, what he's up to, and where he's camping out at. And Zealot gonna run in here, get a free base here, but oh, he's just gonna get slammed in the face. And it even seems like the Zealot death there was a little bit ragdoll-y. He almost seemed to kind of fade forward. And if that is the case, that is awesome. I'm all for more cool graphics. They never get old. And Savart has gone ahead and turned this into a full-fledged expansion. So obviously a good call there. He's going to be needing that 3rd. And his main should be, well, it's not doing too bad. But both players for them now just kind of stalemating each other off. Gramz, of course, moving up his front, building some more bunkers. He, of course, salvaged these a while ago. A couple more barracks on the way. I do indeed see the Ghost Academy as well. Those are even more barracks. So we may be even getting some nukes. I would love to see some nukes. Kind of doubt that, but it doesn't look like we're going to be getting battle cruisers anytime soon either, unless he decides to produce one. May just be teching for the sake of teching. I'm not quite sure. We do have Storm on the way as well for Savart. I don't know why I clicked on it. That is obviously something to be quite aware of as well. And we may have a very big engagement here. That is quite a few Archons. They could do some severe damage to these numbers here. A little bit of micro going on, but it kind of dead-ended there. Some nice stimming, and those Archons are just getting in so much damage, but the ball from Gramz is just too big. It is starting to break the line. All the Archons are gone. Sentries are going to go down, no problem. It's just too big of a ball. Savart just could not overcome that. We needed some more DPS in there. One more Archon and a couple Zealots just aren't going to cut it. The Nexus, even being Photon Overcharge, isn't going to cut it either. Going to do some nice damage, but it's just going to get chopped down so quick. And of course, now the probes are going to start long distance mining into the base, just get mercilessly slaughtered. Not even good. Not cool for them. Oh, but a brilliant storm going down, defending the ramp. And Savart's only hope here is some good storms. Oh, but he merged him in Archon because it was out of energy. And that isn't going to let him win the game here. He needed more storms, and unfortunately was out of energy. And that is going to be the GG for him. I want to back this up 1 second. We're going to zoom in here. When they get up here, I want to check out the ragdoll physics on the Zealot here. So I'm going to slow it down to even. Oh, I can't go slower than normal. Just look at that, though. Even the little energy dissolves fly back. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, guys. Enough freaking out about graphics. Again, I want to thank Gramz for sending in the game. Again, I remind you guys, you can send me in replays, Heart of the Swarm or Wings of Liberty. Information down below, so check that out. Please do thumbs up and subscribe so I can bring you more Heart of the Swarm and StarCraft 2 in general. I have been Zoronden. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all on the other side.